Tonight we will read from a book of a wonderful devotee of Krishna called Srila Bhakti Aloka Swami Maharaj, who is now very advanced age. And I was with him a few days ago in Mayapur, and we want to read something from his divine teachings today. It is Sambandha Abhideya and Prayojana, and we will read from this book the last portion called Prayojana. What is the ultimate goal of life? Prayojana, for all living beings in the world. Before I read this, I want to offer my humble obeisance to my spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Offer to him my gratefulness that he has taught us what is Prayojana, what is Sambandha, and what is Abhideya. To know the relationship with the Supreme Lord and the appropriate relationship with all others, that is a key. This is the key of all type of secrets. We really want to know what's our relationship, because the relationships mark our progress in life. How we are advancing is happening according how we relate to others. So the relationships, in the end, they all turn out to be progressive if we do the things right, or reactionary if we do the things wrong. So, therefore my spiritual master, he emphasized that the relationship with Krishna should be studied very deeply, because that relationship makes really the life successful. Because within the relationship with Krishna is the relationship with everybody else. Every other living being is part of that same original combination of the original truths and the beings and the individual consciousness and everybody. So my spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, he has given me this information, this gracious enthusiasm that our existence is actually a fountainhead of wonderful relationships. Everything can be a meaningful relationship. You know, sometimes you see a relationship turn sour in this world. Why? Why should any relationship turn sour? It's because Krishna is not included in that relationship. Krishna has been expelled. And when Krishna is expelled from a relationship, the whole relationship goes sour. So therefore, our spiritual master, he said, put Krishna in the center. Make him the center of the relationship. Then everything will become naturally perfect. So therefore, Sambandha is very significant. And in this teachings of Sambandha, we find the importance of Krishna. Don't close this door, please. The importance of Krishna is of such a type that he has the answers to all the queries you may have. Whatever doubt you have in the relationship, in the information about Krishna, you will find the answer. So there is the Sambandha, there is the Prayojana, the Abhideya. Abhideya means how to act according to that relationship, or how to intensify that relationship, how to progress. Let's say not every relationship is so perfect from the very beginning. So Prabhupada, he taught us, he says, we are Nitya Krishna Das. We are eternal servants of Krishna. So whatever we do as Krishna Das, it is good. Whatever we do excluding Krishna, that's not so perfect. It will go sour. So, like in the material world, you can consider it like a centrifugal energy, which moves like this, and woo, 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 and goes further. The material energy is like that. It pulls us and throws us. So if we want to stay in the center, when there's a centrifugal movement, it doesn't work. It throws you away. And even that you cannot get stuck, or you cannot hold on to anybody else. Like you meet a nice friend, and you think, oh, let me stay with this nice friend, but not necessarily. Maybe very soon after, the forces of energy tear you apart, and he thrown into one area and you thrown into another area. You don't want to. Even parents, who wants to lose his child? But the energy of forces, they just drag away the brothers from the brothers, the husbands from the wife, the children from the parents. It's going on all the time and everywhere. And everybody says, no, I want to stay together. I want to stay united. But something happens. Why? Because you're always trying to make yourself the center. And when you make yourself the center, automatically you launch yourself into the centrifugal force. When you want to go to the center, connect to the center, it's the opposite. You start coming closer together with everybody who also wants to go to the center. And you can actually help each other. You can recommend and give strength to each other. You can actually go to the center. So everything depends upon this choice of center. So Sambandha is the question. Who are you servant of? Who is your center? Are you self-centered, or are you love-centered, universal love-centered, God-centered? Where's your center? How do you know? How do you know where your center is? Well, there's many ways to know. Who's getting your food? Who's eating your food before you eat? Nobody! Ha! You're just eating sin, according to Bhagavad Gita. Because everything you eat is just you cook for yourself, prepare for yourself, buy for yourself, eat for yourself. That's all. So therefore, those who have this understanding, they prepare and cook and offer to Krishna, and then they only take humbly the remnants and share it with others. That is the process. For example, how do you know what's your center? Well, who you think of, who you call out to, who you pray to, who you want to be with. Tell me who you want to be with, because he's your center. Oh, I want to be with myself. That means you're self-centered. You're watching TV, you want to be with yourself. You're reading newspaper, you want to be with yourself. You go to university just to get a title, you want to be with yourself. You're making money for buying some things to enhance your material position. You want to be with yourself. Everything is for me, for me, for me, for me. And that is the illusion. That's what throws you into the centrifugal power of being thrown into the deepest dungeons of the material world. It's a relationship. Who you want to relate to. It's always going to be your choice. That's why we worship Krishna. He's an aid. He's an incredible aid to our consciousness. Oh, there's a deity. Oh, there's Krishna. Oh, what time is Mangal Arati? 5 o'clock. And I get up at 7, 8. Oh, what a shame. And what else happened in the temple? Oh, there's Janmashtami, there's Ekadasi, there's this, there's that. And you didn't go? Oh, and you got some benefit or something. Did you take something there to the temple? Everything is Krishna-centered. This is a great aid. It's called the worship of Archa Vigraha. It's not absolutely necessary. If you have a full God-conscious mind and are God-centered, even if there's no temple, you can still dedicate your energy to the Lord. Because He's also within everybody's heart. It's very broad-minded thing. God is everywhere. God is really wonderful. He wants you to dedicate Himself to everything and everywhere. So therefore, in the relationship with Him, all your problems are solved. In the relationship with Krishna, you become centered, you become peaceful, you become lined. You're arranging yourself to the going home. Because if you go home, that means there is peace. You cannot find peace when you go away from home, when you have no place where you can rely to trust. Home means you're welcome. Home means you can participate. Home is something very extraordinary. And I'm working hard to try to create home in our spiritual communities. I'm trying to teach the people to make a real home. Whatever that may mean. Whatever failures there may be. But that's the real meaning about working. Creating home. And home is home because Krishna is there. Krishna is in the center. Krishna is not in the center, there's no home. Somebody's big ego is in the center. How will there be home? But Prayojana, what Srila Bhakti Balabhtirtha Maharaj is going to describe to you today, is really the final perfection in the home consciousness. It's beyond the rules and regulations. It's beyond the few details. It's a total, profound absorption in that what we can consider homebound. Homebound. This is like we have inbound yoga and we have homebound. Homebound means going the direction to find the real shelter. Now I will start reading from my Shiksha Guru. His instructions are full of love. He's still alive. It's a very advanced age. He's not, but he was deeply absorbed in his service. What is the ultimate goal of life for all living beings in this world? The ultimate goal is divine love for Sri Krishna. We should speak on this subject throughout the year, not just for half an hour. We should speak on this subject wherever we go. Srinath Chakravarti, a great Indian saint of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's school of thought, has given the substance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching in a Sanskrit verse. Who is the highest object of worship? Sri Krishna is. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking about Brajendra Nandan Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, the king of Braja. Braja means where the cows graze. Nanda Maharaj is the king, Indra, of the cowards. The Gopas and Gopis. The son of Nanda Maharaj, Nanda Nandan, Sri Krishna, is the highest object of worship. Nanda Nanda means the son of Nanda. Vrindavan is the transcendental realm of Nanda Nandana Krishna, and he performs many kinds of pastimes there. Now, why has Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed us to worship Nanda Nandan Krishna? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has not instructed us to worship any other demigod. He did not instruct us to worship Paramatma, the object of worship of the yogis. Nor has he instructed us to worship Brahman and merge in this formless aspect of the Absolute, the object of the Jnanis. He has not even taught us to worship the various forms of Krishna that have been displayed in numerous pastimes, such as Rama, Nishinga, or Vamana. Also during his pastime, Krishna, he appears as Mathuradisha Krishna, Kurukshetra Krishna, and Dwarakadisha Krishna. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specially stated that we should worship Nandanandan Sri Krishna. Why? The answer is that we can worship Nandanandan Krishna in the context of any possible relationship we desire. On the other hand, we cannot participate in all types of relationships with the Supreme Lord in his form of Narayan. Narayan displays a majestic form of God, and so we can only have a relationship of friendship with him from a distance. Persons fear going near to Narayan because he's playing the role of a majestic king. His devotees may become his friends, but their intimacy is inhibited by fear. Moods like parental affection and conjugal love are absent. Thus, those who wish to serve the Supreme Lord as a firm bosom friend, as a son, or in a mood of conjugal love, cannot acquire this sort of relationship with the Lord in his Narayan form. Therefore, Narayan cannot be the common center for all devotees. In Krishna, the lovely cowherd boy of Vrindavan, however, all sorts of intimate relationships are possible, and of all these various forms of worship, the amorous worship of the gopis for Krishna is the highest. The gopis have engaged all their senses to the fullest extent for the service of Sri Krishna. And amongst the gopis, Sri Radha, the absolute counterpart of Sri Krishna, is the best. She is the personification of his internal potency of ecstatic love, and her devotion to Krishna is beyond comparison. In Krishna we find many tastes or rasa. Rasa is the mellow of the relationship, the taste or bliss one experiences in a particular relationship with Krishna. There are 5 primarily rasas, namely Shanta, neutrality, Dasya, servitude, Shakya, friendship, Vatsalya, parenthood, and Madhurya, concerthood. In addition, there are 7 secondary or Gona rasas, namely laughter, astonishment, heroism, compassion, anger by fear, and disgust. All these rasas are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. There it is related that the evil king Kamsa tried to kill Krishna. Kamsa thought, I will build a great stadium. I shall invite all the inhabitants of Mathura and Vraja to come there to participate. There will be a wrestling match. The wrestlers will fight with Krishna and his brother Balaram and kill them. So Kamsa made arrangement. Many visitors came to watch them wrestling in the great stadium. But when Krishna and his elder brother Balaram made the entrance into the wrestling area, all the spectators saw Krishna in different ways. All the 12 rasas were thus manifested there. The first was Vira Rasa, the warrior rasa. The wrestlers saw Krishna in this way. The ordinary spectators saw Krishna as a wonderful human being, Adbhuta Rasa. All the gopis were there, and they saw Krishna as their most beloved husband, Srinam Smaro Murtinam. All the friends of Krishna saw him as their friend, Gopanam Svajjano. A joking mood, Hasya Rasa, can also be found in relationship between friends. For example, Krishna's Shaka friend, Madhumangal, steals Krishna's sweet and creates a humorous atmosphere. The humorous rasa is a secondary or gauna rasa, but the principal rasa in the Shakya rasa or relationship of friendship. In this Shakya rasa we see that the Hasya rasa inspires feeling of love. Those who were of an oppressive nature were afraid when they saw Krishna. They thought that their punishment had come. They were very much afraid because they saw Krishna as angry and wrathful. This is Bhayanaka rasa. And all the parents saw their beloved child when they saw Krishna. Swapito Sishu. This is Vatsalya rasa. Karuna rasa also plays a part of parental affection. Karuna means feeling of sympathy or pity. When they saw the sort of thing that was happening before them, a small child was opposing these formidable wrestlers, they felt pity. So the Karuna rasa is included in parental rasa. Next, Kamsa thought death had come to him. Mrityu Bojapater. He saw Krishna as something dreadful. Krishna is not dreadful, but that is how Kamsa saw him. The ignorant saw him as a mere man, Virat Avidusham. The yogis saw Krishna as the supreme truth in Shantaras, while the Yadavas saw Krishna in Dasyaras, the mood of service. So we can find all these 5 principal rasas and 7 secondary rasas in Krishna alone. We can experience all kinds of rasa by serving Krishna, but we cannot obtain the same result by serving any other form of the Lord. Kaviraj Goswami has written in Chaitanya Charitamrita that 50 kinds of divine qualities can be found in the jiva soul in minute quantity. Five more divine qualities can be found to a fuller extent in Shiva and Brahma. Again, 5 more qualities are present in the full form of Narayan or Vishnu. This makes a total of 60 divine qualities or characteristics. Now there are 4 other qualities that you will find nowhere except in Krishna. These qualities are the incomparable sweetness of Krishna's Leela, Leela Madhurya, the sweetness of his form, Rupa Madhurya, the sweet sound of his flute, Venu Madhurya, and the sweetness of his love, Prema Madhurya. Krishna has many wonderful pastimes in which he assumes a sweet form. He does not appear in a very gigantic figure with all kinds of weapons. Thus, he does not fight with Putana the witch, but rather appears as a baby. He kills her by sucking her breast, exhibiting sweetness towards her. This is the wonder of Krishna Leela. Ao bakiyam stanakala kutam Vijikshangsayabayayat api asadvi. This is the Shukadeva verse when Srila Vyasadeva spoke to Shukadeva to recapture his son. Also we find that even while keeping his own sweet form, Krishna lifts the mountain Govardhan with a small finger over his left hand. He does not assume a very great and strong finger to do this. As a small boy, Krishna subdued Kaliya, a great serpent, when he jumped on Kaliya's thousands of heads. In no other form of God will you find such wonderful pastimes. Krishna's associates are also very sweet. The Shakas climb on his shoulders to pluck fruits from the top of the trees. Then they taste the fruit to see whether they are good before giving them to Krishna. So much affection, so much intimacy. There's no majestic aspect in Vraja. They think Krishna is their own bosom friend. Krishna's parents love him as their very own son. And Krishna's mother, Yashoda Devi, even tries to discipline him, thinking that otherwise his future will be bad. God's future will be bad? And Nanda Maharaj, with great affection, says to Krishna, "Oh Lala, bring my slippers." What is this? He's ordering Bhagavan to bring his slippers? So Krishna runs to fetch the slippers and puts them on his head. Observing this, Nanda Maharaj thinks that his son will grow up to be a very good. Krishna and Nanda Maharaj run towards each other and they embrace. But be that as it may, we cannot compare the gopis' love for Krishna to anything else. It is incomparable. And the sound of Krishna's flute, when the gopis hear the sound of the flute, they run towards Krishna, leaving behind all other duties and even their own babies. All the mountains melt upon hearing the Vangsi Dvani, the sound of the sweet flute of Sri Krishna. By hearing the sound of the river Yamuna begins to flow in the opposite direction. All is so beautiful that even Krishna is attracted by his own beauty and love. There's no one greater than or equal to him. Om Jnanati Vinandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Shakshun Militam Jene Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. So, intimate manifestations of love. Hare Krishna. Intimate invitations by the divine child. I mean, if you listen about Krishna Lila and you find the sweet love of Krishna being announced there, you are allowed to fall in love with a divine child. You can also fall in love with a divine killer of demons. That's possible. He has so many features. But to fall in love with a divine child. And that divine child loves everybody, he takes care of everybody, is very prankish, naughty, sometimes even considered that he makes everybody fall in love with him. He's so wonderful that nobody can resist his charms. The charms of Govinda, the charms of little baby Gopal. If you have not seen yet, I must recommend to you very seriously to watch the movie Little Krishna. That is done by some devotees, very nice devotees, especially for children. But I become a child when I watch this. I want to be a child. What is the use of being a silly adult? I'm very sorry to say that. I don't mean to insult any adult here, but I tell you, you want to be a child before God and fall in love with Him as a child and go crazy about Him and make Him the star of everything. Because, I mean, in adulthood there's one thing nice, which is the capacity of falling in love with God also. So we hear there's different degrees of falling in love, different rasas and so. And it's truly said that the conjugal love is of rasas the most intensive. And the Vatsalya ras is a particular adult ras. It is when you always feel, oh, I have to look after him, he's my little baby. If I don't look after him, he's going to be spoiled, he's going to have some trouble. So this is an adult ras. But Krishna, he likes the childhood rasas. He is always playful. And even in his childhood rasa, he's always the supreme enchanter. So whoever sees him, whoever considers of his divine plan, is captured. One sage said, "Do not watch this little boy who plays in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. If you get only a glimpse of him, you will be lost. You will not be able to come home and do your daily duties anymore. You will be you become like a madman, just falling on the ground and chanting, 'Oh, my Lala, where are you? I don't want to go do nothing. I have nothing to do. No more jobs, no more money, no more bank accounts, no more enjoyment, no more beer, no more smoking marijuana. No, nothing. I can only belong to you now, my Lord. You're my all in all.'" And this is the element of Sambandha in Prayojana. The relationship with that person who becomes your everything. So much he becomes your everything, you will not trade him for anything. Like sometimes we make these funny remarks, saying things like, "Time is money." Money cannot buy 1 second of time. When time is out, that's it. And time cannot buy you love, it cannot buy you hardly anything good. It just makes you feel, "Oh, I'm in control of my destiny, I got money. I can go to other countries, I can just go this, I can buy a big house, you can just earn yourself a confusing little timeshare in the world of matter. But while you are trying to timeshare in the world of matter, the world of love is not reachable to you. You cannot get it. We have to go to the deepest essence of our soul, where real love for the little coward boy has taken over, and where you want to be a child. If you don't want to be a child, then what do you want? You want to become a Kamsa? You want to challenge the Lord? You would say, "Let's have a battle. Let's demolish God, and then I'll be the greatest." That's not a nice example, but that's what Kamsa was all about. That's why I said, please watch this, little Krishna. It is about the mentality of the Kamsa inside of you. "Oh, I'm the greatest, and I'm gonna pulverize this Krishna before he becomes a real challenge to me." And he has many partners. So many people in this world want to do away with God. The stars say we are the greatest stars. Why we need God? The politicians always want to do away with God. The scientists often want to do away with God. The philosophers are arrogant speculators about the truth, and they also try to do away with God. So in this material world, many people are challenging the position of God. And Kamsa was a more honest one amongst them. He just said, "He's in my way. I'm going to get rid of him before he's going to get rid of me." He was so obsessed. You know, I've heard the story. Kamsa was like in the Bible story, Herodes, he wanted to kill all the children, to kill Jesus. And in the same way, Kamsa ordered all the children to be killed to make sure Krishna will be killed. And in this way, he said, "I'll have no opposition in my province. I will defeat everybody." So in this way, you know, it sounds so strange. Are we really that bad? You see, in this material world, there's different approaches. But as long as you're not readily saying, I want to serve you, my Lord, you are a little gangster. Sorry to say. I hope you don't take offense. But if you don't want to do something for the Lord of love, then who's your center? For who do you work? It's painful, no? Who's your illusion? I work so hard because I want to buy a Lamborghini. This is the goal of my life. Yes? Now they got a new model out, 3.5 million euros. So if you're a normal person working in a factory, figure out how many lifetimes you have to work to buy that Lamborghini. I mean, taking in consideration that you can save maybe 100 euros a month from your salary. So how many lifetimes you will have to work to buy this Lamborghini, which then is going to fall apart, because it's just matter. So this is a kind of a material world. It just runs away from you. You want to get things? No. Everything is here just to make you understand that love is supreme. And that love has to be the focus of your efforts. What to do in love? Now a normal poor person, he will say, oh, I'm not loving anybody else. I'm just working for the money to survive. I just make the money, buy my food, and that's it. But even they are serving their sensual sensation of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, and they're not asking the question of who am I really to serve. So they're serving their senses in their mediocre karma which they may have, and they're always dreaming of changes, changing the place of living, changing the school to study, changing the everything. In this material world, everyone wants to change everything. Awkward, no? And when they get old, they want to change the old body for a young one. And they get that. That's called reincarnation. I mean, who wants to stick with a 90-year-old body? It's just not very palatable. You say, I'm done. Okay, take a young one. But maybe you become a puppy dog in your next life. Because you lived like a dog, this one. You just lived running after whatever dogs run after. Not necessary to enter into description. You will get your next body according to how you live this life. That's why the scriptures give certain advices about self-control and this and that. They want you to be successful. They say, no. Don't be foolish. Don't come back to this material world to suffer. Do not. Because any type of situation in this material world is just announcing to you that you must go for something higher. Higher, higher, higher. Go higher, my friend. Why not? Why are we always looking for the highest? Why are we always looking for the peak? Peak experience, mountaineering. Oh, we have to go another 1,000 meters to go to the highest. Higher, higher, highest. We always want to go to the highest, and we want to stay on the highest. But you can't stay on this cold mountaintop very long. You reached it, and now what? You look around. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, then you become bored of looking around. Then you look, of all the visions around, what is the most beautiful? Then you focus at that. And the cold winds are coming. Yeah. Oh, my camera. Cheek. Oh, take a picture of me on the top. Here, I am the highest, on the highest peak. And now what? So it's like that. Always our idea is going for the highest. That's why rich people are never satisfied, because they always want to be the richest. So in order to be the richest, you can never afford to be generous. Or something like that. What is the highest? Now, if I tell you the highest is to work, you're really going to hate me, don't you? Like, the highest sensation in the material body experience is called orgasm. So, it's certainly a pleasant sensation of the body. Both male and female can have their orgasm. And then it looks like, well, what was that? Well, that was an introduction to a long term or to a long time of working. Because if this orgasm was successful and you planted a seed under the heart of a beloved person who you cherish the most in the world, then the bills will come quickly. So the peak experience of 5 minutes has a great impact on your working agenda. So was the orgasm that peak satisfaction, was that the peak really? No, the peak is working with love. Working with love for, in this case, for educating your child and giving the very fact to be with somebody, that's also sambandha. But then again, you can worship your child and forget Krishna about it. Very easily. Because many people, they see their child and they think, wow, I reproduced myself. And that little child, it really shows off for who I am. Now I have to make sure the whole world is going to be enamored and be admiring this child, because this admiration will come to me. So it is like a projected ego. You project your ego interest into your child. And after a while the child says, you know something, Father? I don't like the way you're thinking and planning for me. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go and travel around the world. But the father says, you don't have to travel around. I got enough money at home. I worked so hard. Father, money is not everything. What? You cannot appreciate that I work like an ass for you? Now you're going to go away like a hippie? Hitchhiking on the streets? Putting yourself in danger? I cannot believe it. It's like this is the material world of the peak experience. There's only one thing which is really a true peak experience, which is working in love. Because you can sustain it. You can't keep working in love every day, all the day. That is the meaning of love. Working in love. Working for love. And that love which is for all. That is the love you will find in Krishna. Complete satisfaction guaranteed. Don't worry. If you have no satisfaction, we'll return the money. Well, we'll return you another birth. Say, this one didn't work, you say, okay, we give you another one. Who are we to serve? Who are we to obey? Who is higher than me? What? A little child in Vrindavan? You want me to worship a baby? What is this? At least put a philosopher with a long beard or something. At least some Socrates. Now you want me to worship a baby? A prankish child? Who is even called Makanchor, butter thief. We are worshipping a thief. And we invite you to join us. You can serve him in your way. You can be captured by him in your way, as you can see him. You may see him as love. You may see him as power. You may see him as knowledge. You may see him as renunciation. You may see him as omnipotent and omniscient. And you may see him as your best friend. Can you believe that this child, this divine child, is your best friend? Did you know that this divine child knows you? These are all the questions that are crucial. You may ask, I can ask, who knows who? Or let's put it the other way. Who do you know? Do you know yourself? Do you know where you come from? Do you know why you're here? Do you know where to go? Do you know how many days more of life you have? Do you know who loves you? Do you know who knows you? Maybe you think somebody knows you. Maybe you think somebody loves you. But there's little guarantee about that. As a matter of fact, how can you love somebody if you don't know him? In a way, we would say we would really love to love somebody, but we don't know what's love. I mean, we have a glimpse of it. Because love comes from working. Love comes from serving. So I question you, who are you serving? Who are you serving unconditionally? How do you are serving uninterruptedly? Who are you serving because you want to serve him? That is the question. So who knows you? Who is your friend? Is there a friend somewhere? Do you have a friend? Well, I ask you another question. Who is supplying you with the air you breathe? Ever thought about it? It's not the government. There's no world government for air supply. Not even the Illuminati and all these things have control of the air yet. Otherwise it would be very expensive. But who's supplying this air ever since you were first breathing? It's even more. He gave you a body which breathes automatically even while you're sleeping. I mean, when you're sleeping, you are not moving your eyes, you're not moving your arms in any particular use. Maybe you go over the bed and then it falls the hand there, something like this. Whole body is like something beyond control, but inside the machines are working. And the air, the lung is going perfect. What an incredible! So not only we got the air, we also got the incredible machine to receive it, to extract the oxygen, to put it on your blood cells, to distribute it all over the body, and that whole thing works. Who did that? Who delivered that kind of capacity to you? Plus he delivered everything else, the ingredients. So if we are talking about your friend, the best friend, hey, the only friend you have. Some other people think they are your friends, they may declare you are their friends, but it's not so sure. But that heartfelt friend who supplied you with this air and this body, etc., he is your friend. And you know something? He doesn't care about your air. He hasn't given you the air because he owes you the air. He has simply given you the air because he's the heir of all. And he's a lover of all, and the friend of all, and the owner of all. He's a lot of things. But what he wants is something very, very beautiful. He wants the very, very essence of you. He wants the greatest secret of you. He wants the deepest and deepest of all the down inside of your treasures. That golden heart of yours, that's what he wants. Not that iron heart around this selfish defense in this world. Oh, no, he's not interested in that part. He wants your real heart. He wants that heart where you're so soft, where you're the softest of the soft, the sweetest of the sweet, the kindest of the kindest. That's the part your friend wants. If you give that to him, he'll come for you right away and snatch you and take you. It won't be any more time to delay. And that's what this inner true sweetness of love, this maximum degree of treasures cherished by your soul in the soulmate relationship with the divine child. That's what he's after. Now you may say I'm crazy. You may consider me a fantast. But what I'm giving to you, what I'm offering to you, what I'm sharing with you, it is coming from Srila Bhakti Aloka Maharaj tonight. It is coming from the divine teachings of Lord Krishna. It is the maximum of the maximum. It is the, let's say we have a diamond which is as big as the Empire State Building. There is not a diamond in the world like this. I think the Kohinoor diamond, something the biggest diamond they had in India. The British stole it, believe it or not. Who knows that how much? You haven't heard about that? It's like a huge diamond. It's the biggest one ever found. No? Huh? Yes. What's how many kilats this? Yeah, but they stole it from India. They didn't pay for it. Huh? So this diamond, I mean, it's just a little silly diamond, no? But now imagine a diamond as big as the Empire State Building. I mean, what kind of a price would that diamond have? It'll be so expensive that nobody could buy it. Nobody would have the money to buy a diamond of this size. Now our Krishna, our beloved Krishna, he's saying that your heart is much more important to me than a diamond of the size of Empire State. In other words, if you want to have self-esteem, well then have self-esteem about the fact that God wants something from you. That God seems to care about you. He's trying to invoke some reciprocation from you in one way or another by teaching this and that. Hey, you should really be proud about that. I mean, some people in the world, they're so frustrated they want to kill themselves for some mundane circumstances. Because too many debts or whatever. But according to the call, the divine call, the infinite creator of everybody is interested in everybody. Or let's say he's interested in you. He wants you. He cares for you. He's playing with you. He's charming you. That's why Shukadeva Goswami heard Aho Bhakti Yam Stanakala Kuntam Jijang Saya Payayat Apiyasatvi. Who else alas should be worshipped than that personality who wanted to give love like a mother to the one who had poisoned her breast to kill him? Putana came to kill Krishna, and Krishna said, "Oh, you're so nice, I'll make you my mother." Of course, first of all, he sucked out her life air because she was such a demoness, so it wasn't very feasible for that relationship. But then he rewarded her with a motherly, affectionate relationship because when she saw him, she fell in love. She fell in love, but it was too late. It was too late. That pastime was supposed to manifest baby Krishna killing Putana. Even Kamsa was liberated. At the end of this Kamsa journey, he became Jagain Madai. And he became an eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya. So even Kamsa was a lucky fellow. But his meditation on Krishna was, he's going to kill me, he's going to kill me. You see, all these pastimes, all these stories, they're all 100% relevant and they are 100% enacted. In other words, you're also going to die. Maybe in a week, maybe in a month, maybe in 10 years, maybe in 50 years, who knows? You're also going to die. And who's going to kill you? Do we know who's going to kill us? Well, there's somebody who already took responsibility for your killing. He says, "Time I am devourer of all." Krishna says, I'm death personified. In other words, Krishna is already telling you, I'm going to come for you after a while. But I would like you to come to me before. In other words, time, space, matter, they're energies of love. They're part of the symphony of the all embracing divine beauty. A little baby is very beautiful, no? Young person is handsome. Middle age, a little bit admirable. A little older, you get some compassion. And really old, you get scared. Am I going to look like that also? Is this going to happen to me? No, maybe not. Maybe you die before that. But nobody dies later. It's all coming on time. So, why not accept? You're not here to stay. Then what you're here for? To buy the coin or diamond, or to have a Lamborghini? Are you here for that? Or to have a few little silly peak experience like this material world offers? I just heard the other day on my journey that there are some people, they drink a bottle of wine worth $500,000. I mean, each of us hasn't done that, you know. That taste he didn't get yet, no? Huh? Imagine, $500,000. What? How you can enjoy one night drinking like that? It's not like beer, no? This is the madness. It's a total madness. Whoever does that, he doesn't understand the treasure of his heart. Don't spoil your human form of life. Don't get wasted in the world of illusion. Fall in love with this divine pranks of that divine darling child. He's the infinite, but he's also very concentrated on you particular. You in particular are his target. One devotee once said to me, "Oh, Krishna, he's more in need of me than I'm in need of him." I said, "What do you mean? How can you say that?" He says, "Yes, because I can just play around here foolishly and I hardly recognize that I'm missing him. And he's missing so much, he's coming again and again, he's calling for me, he's sending his devotees, he's writing books, another book about God, another this, another that. He's always caring about me, and I just hang around and I forget about him." So when she said that, something hit me inside. I said, wow, this is how much God loves us. He has given us so much freedom. We have abused this freedom for so long. We have not done anything for him. We have not recognized this air, this water, this earth, this beautiful sky. We have seen all these things. We see them every day. We think, so what? God, you won't have me? Because I'm trying to become the center of beings myself. I don't think I have any friend. This world was created by accident. And it belongs to me anyway, because I'm the only important thing in this world. There's nobody to be served except myself. Will you? Will you serve me? You better serve me. You know, that's what everybody in this material world wants. They want to be served. That's why they go to a 5-star hotel. Then everybody comes, "Mister, yes, oh, your bags, no problem. You like anything else? And here this." And everything, every move is controlled. You have to learn how to serve a drink to somebody when he's in the table. If you ever studied hotel business or something like that, no? Here's the salt going there, this and like this. Very perfect. And if you want to be served, yes, you can also go to the Thailand spa. Get hot rocks put on your back. Or maybe somebody walks on your back. So you want to be served. It costs a bit of money, you know. But you want to be served? Yes, you can be served. So when are you going to ask that question? How to serve that darling of your heart? When is that going to happen? When is the day of your awakening take place? Where you're going to say, oh my Lord, please let me become an instrument of your love. I've tried everything to be the center. Finally I realized that I'll never be the center. And that I made a very foolish competition. I made a fool of myself trying to be the center, competing with you. I made a total fool of myself. And now today I'm coming to you and I'm simply crying, crying, crying. Lord of the mercy supreme, just rescue me and give me service, lots of service. You see, if you don't have any service, it's very sad. You don't need service, you need lots of service. And what is that service? You have to figure that out yourself, I can't tell you. Unless you come and ask me and insist. And then I will have to pray a lot to find out what your service is. But that's the whole thing. You want to serve? You want it? Then he will answer to you. That's sambandha. And serving with fullest love and surrender, that's Prayojana. Then you get deeply absorbed into the ras of divine love. And this is the goal of life. Loving God more than anything else, than anybody else. Loving Him so intensively. Understanding Him so dearly. I'm very sorry I cannot speak more nice about this subject. If it was up to me, I wouldn't let you leave this room before you start loving God. What can I do? Can't lock the door. I'm going to call the police and say he held me prisoner. He said I had to love God, otherwise he wouldn't let me go. I mean, what is this? This must be a sect or something, you know? But from the deep core of my heart, I must tell you, I think loving God is the cherished, most important thing. And serving Him with all your energy, doing things which He wants you to do, that is life. Nothing else. And what does it mean for everybody? It means something tangible. God will not ask anything from you which you don't have, which you cannot do for Him. He's asking only some organic vegetables. He's asking only some beautiful paintings if you're a painter. He's only asking a sweet song if you're a singer. He's only asking some wonderful expressions from your heart. You know, only love is important here. That's the only commodity. That love. Love supreme. Love sublime. And another thing is very beautiful. He is death personified, and he is also birth personified. He says, of all the seeds, I am the seed-giving Father. Ambita Pita. I'm everybody's Father. He gives you the birth and He takes away the old body when it's outserved. And then he's going to ask you, my dear, what you wish for the next lifetime. Any particular wishes? Oh, you want to be a female. What hair color you would like to have? You want to be very handsome? You want to be some... You know, every feature, everything is there. And what you got is what God has given to you. Your strokes, your kindness, your smile, your ability. Sometimes you get, I want to be a violin player. All right, Mr. Yehudi Menui. Then from the very little moment you grab that thing, you're going, and he says, wow, what's happening to this kid? It's not normal. Well, it's very normal. He was playing probably for 20 lives already before. Prabhupada said that Ravi Shankar, the sitar player, he was playing, I forgot exactly, 3 lifetimes sitar and perfected himself so much. Now he became such a perfect. So what, God knows everything. What do you want? I want to live in the most fancy house in Switzerland. Really? Well, then first we have to transfer you to Switzerland. See, taking a birth in Switzerland, and then we have to put you in a rich family, and then maybe Lucerne, some special castle on the mountain top, and that's where you're going to be. Next lifetime. Man proposes, God deposes. How in the world do you think somebody gets there into this castle there? You think they just went there by accident? But don't forget all the crocodiles. There's only a few people in that castle up there on the mountains, but there's a whole lot of crocodiles. And the crocodiles also had some desire. I don't know exactly what is the crocodile desire, but it must be quite popular. Because there's a lot of them. I mean, the Everglades in Florida, they have definitely more crocodiles than human beings. So somebody has a desire. I mean, they don't live that bad, no? It's beautiful. So every living being has a certain thing, certain field of experience, certain sensations. Maybe you think a crocodile life is not very interesting, but what about the human form of life? Isn't that interesting? Don't you find it interesting that there's superstars and there's super frustrated people? I just met this other day a boy. He was a young man, nothing wrong with him. But he said, I can't see any enchantment in this world. So I said, well, why don't you do something? No. I don't see any enchantment. I will not do anything for anybody. So I said, what makes you happy? Marijuana. I celebrate life. I feast with marijuana. I said, really? That's not very healthy. It's not going to make anybody really happy. It drags you down towards other unfortunate circumstances in life. But he said, as I tell you right now, didn't want to do anything. Nothing to improve his lifetime. So human form of life, so precious. You want to waste that away? That is the big question we have to ask ourselves. All these varieties of pleasures and pains, they come and go. But you are born here and you die. You're born here and you die. Until you embrace the true treasure of your life. Until you accept In the end, the conclusion of everything I'm saying is here, that there's a lot of suffering in this world, but they all come for a good reason. We are here invited by this incredible love which is in you as a potential. And if you're not giving it to the one who gave it to you, then you will try to give it to others. And those others will never ever understand or reciprocate with your love completely. They're incapable. In other words, there's two imperfections. Number one, you're not really that loving. And number two, you cannot really give that much love. So if you're not that lovely, nobody can give that love which they have in their heart to you. And because you're not so loving, there's nobody who really wants your love because it's not good enough. That sounds painful, no? But that's why there are so many joining, separation, joining, separation, joining, separation, joining, separation, joining, separation. That's the whole world. The whole history of the world is joining, separation, joining, separation. I mean, if things come to the best, then the separation is a moment of death. But most people, they make it more fast before. So they get separation more easily done. So why is it joining, separation? This is really thing. I mean, you have to be honest with yourself that your love is not that big of a story. It will only be good if you give it to God. That treasure, that golden heart inside of you, you can only find it if you're ready to give it to God. Before that, you don't find it. You give some lusty heart, some prestige heart, some plastic heart, or some chocolate heart, but you won't give your real heart. Well, you can buy chocolate hearts, no? I mean, they're not that bad, no? But, I mean, is that what you're looking for? Can you please give me your chocolate heart? Because if you want to give your heart, let's say, to your wife or to your child, no, every mother has a certain amount of love for the child. Oh, my dear child, please take my heart. A child cannot say, no, I mean, your love is nice, but I have to go now. But where are you going? Well, I want to go and find love. Hey, my goodness, I'm giving you love all day. Yeah, but mother and father, that love is not what I'm looking for. What do you mean? What are you looking for? I have to find my love. I have to find my own. So it is like a continuous thing of search for love, which we are not very qualified for. So Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, you can only understand me when you come with your heart in your hands. Means Bhaktya Mama Vijanati Yavanyas Tatvata. Only with divine love can you understand Krishna. Therefore we are always frustrated. Because anything we get, it's never enough. And anything we give is also not enough. You're a bad giver and you're a bad receiver. It's not that you don't want to receive. You would like to receive somebody's complete love. But since you are not deserving it and he's not ready to give it, you won't get it. Except if you receive God's love. You have to accept it because he's ready. He's giving your love he's giving his love to you even if you don't want it. But then he's hiding. Hiding behind nature. I mean, look at all of you. Many of you I know, intelligent, handsome people. You all have such a great potential. But that potential will come to the fullest degree only when you're with God's heart. Then you're beaming and your life will become as glowing as You may wish to. Like Prabhupada. That was a heart of beaming love. Excuse me if I said anything which makes you not feel uneasy a little. It's just, the highest is the highest, and if you want the highest, you've got to go that way to the highest. And giving the most what you have, the most treasured, the greatest treasure of your heart, you have to give that. You will never be denied when that love, when you want to give that love for God, God will make all the arrangements that you can give it to Him. When and where and to who and how, He will accept your love. Even though I'm a simple, insignificant fellow on this planet, I was able to see in my lifetime a few of those loving exchanges. And one of the last ones I saw from Srila Bhakti Aloka Maharaj. And that's why I wanted to share with you his commentaries on Prayojana. Fall in love with the greatest, who develops in his devotees all the kind of finest sentiments. And when they leave, their body thinking of him, Yaidang Paramangu Yam Bhaktesha Vidasiti. Whoever thinks of him at the moment of death will immediately be transferred to his lotus world, to be with him in eternity. Thank you so much for listening. We have some prasadam upstairs, and I hope that you will find this beautiful coward boy playing his flute before too long. Any question? Yes.
Can you, by serving the Vaishnavas, you can serve Krishna, but can you serve the Vaishnavas also if you're not totally surrendered?
Serve the Vaishnava?
Yeah, like by serving the Vaishnavas, you can serve Krishna. But then, can you serve the Vaishnavas even if you're not totally surrendered to your Guru or Guru surrendering?
Well, you can always do the best you can, no? Everything is step by step, pare pare. If you cannot jump for 100 meters, you can jump 50 times 2 meters. You get there also. I tell you, jump 100 meters, he says, sorry, not for me. So if you worship, if you serve, if you try your best, you will always will be granted some help. Sabine.
Na, wenn man nur Liebe mit Herz machen soll, dann müsste das ja eigentlich unter den Hare Krishna Leuten klappen, also Ehepartnern und so. Warum klappt das denn nicht? Ich weiß die Antwort auch, weil sie dann nicht so weit entwickelt sind.
Ja, ich würde sagen, die Liebe, die wir uns unter Eheleuten geben wollen, ist auch nur so rein, inwiefern wir echt sind. Wenn wir nicht ganz echt sind, dann wird es auch dort Schwierigkeiten geben.
Ja, ich denke aber auch, dass da eine Rolle spielt, ob die füreinander geschaffen sind oder nicht. Also die können sich noch so lieben, wenn die nicht füreinander da bestimmt sind, dann klappt
Ja, wenn da ein kosmischer Fehler unterlaufen ist, das heißt, die Richtigen haben sich halt nicht getroffen, dann kann das auch so sein. Das ist jenseits meiner Begriffsfähigkeit. Aber
weil dann können die sich noch so viel Mühe geben und dann klappt es trotzdem nicht. So denke ich. Meine ich.
ja.
Karma in den Kosmos geschrieben.
Naja, deswegen gucken die ja in Indien immer auf das Horoskop, ne? Ob die zueinander passen, wenn die heiraten oder so.
Mit Sicherheit. Das ist wirklich so. Vielleicht hat es sogar funktioniert, denn früher war in Indien die Scheidungsrate ausgesprochen niedrig.
Genau. Also ich sehe sowieso in Indien da ziemlich Chaos. Ne? Also je mehr Gewaltfilme die gucken, umso mehr gewalttätiger werden die da. Ja?
Hast du recht.
Also es ist ja nicht normal, wenn da ja nicht mal Touristen laufen können. Ja? Also die sollten echt was tun da. Ne? Das ist, oder wie du auch schon geschrieben hast, ihr wolltet da irgendwas machen und das ging da auch irgendwie nicht mehr. Ne? Also irgendwas ist mit Indien passiert und nichts Gutes. Also die haben echt ein Problem da.
Wer hat schon keine Probleme, an denen er arbeiten muss?
Jetzt, wo so viele Leute noch hier sind, vielleicht noch mal ein paar Worte über Kolumbien-Projekt. Über den Tempelbau.
Ja, der Tempelbau in Kolumbien.
Ja.
Ja, weißt du, das ist eigentlich ein Künstlerprojekt. Das ist so, da geht es nur darum, von Herzen etwas ganz Wunderschönes zu machen, wo die Menschen die höheren Werte entdecken können, dadurch, dass sie sehen, dass da wirklich ein großer, wie so eine künstlerische Erinnerung, eine Einladung. Und ich habe die großartige Neuigkeit, gerade heute, dass eine Spende gekommen ist für dieses Projekt von unseren Devotees aus der Schweiz. Wir haben gerade eine Spende, für das dieses Projekt weitergemacht wird. Und wir haben auch ganz schöne Bilder, die wir zeigen wollten in der Mille, aber im Endeffekt hatte Angira keine Zeit gehabt. Aber ein paar haben wir schon gezeigt. Ne? Aber das Projekt ist grundsätzlich ein vedisches Planetarium. Und in dem geht es vor allen Dingen darum, die Geschichte der Brihad Bhagavatamrita zu erzählen, von Gopakumar, der durch die verschiedensten Stufen der Welt gegangen ist, auf der Suche nach dieser höchsten Liebe. Und wie er die verschiedenen Liebesstufen entdeckt hat und wie er die verschiedene Begeisterung dort entdeckt hat. Und dieses vedische Planetarium, wie wir das nennen, ist in einer Zone, einer der schönsten Zonen, das heißt der Suma Pass. Es ist auf dem Planeten Erde ist es einer der größten Hochurwälder. Es geht hin bis 3000 Meter hoch und das ist Shira-Urwald ist der kalte Regenwald und es ist eine der Quellen einer der Urgründe, wo also die Wassermengen kommen für viele, viele Millionen von Leuten, kommen da raus. Und das ist auch ein Naturschutzgebiet, beziehungsweise es sollte ein Naturschutzgebiet sein, aber es ist riesig. Und dort, wo dieser Tempel ist, Varshana ist auch ein heiliger Platz der Muisca-Indianer. Und die waren auch Wasserschützer. Und dort hat sich jetzt etwas sehr Schönes entwickelt, eine Rechtsanwältin, die Devaki. Sie hat Umweltrecht studiert. Sie hat jetzt eine Schule aufgemacht, eine Schule, Agroecological Schule,
Das hat geklappt?
Ja, das hat alles geklappt. Und naja, die strengen sich wirklich an, dort diese ganze Zone zu beschützen. Vor zum Beispiel, naja, das geht jetzt, zieht sich länger hin, aber da gibt es viele Industrieleute, die wollen da Minen reinmachen und sowas. Aber das wäre das größte Chaos für die ganze Gegend. So ist das ja meistens so. Wenn irgendwelche Minen gemacht werden, dann werden ganze Landstriche getötet dadurch, durch diese Minenabwässer und so weiter. Und da sind wir gerade da drin, in diesem ist das vedische Planetarium. Aber so klingt, du warst ja dort, ne? Erste Mal, ne?
Ja, erste Mal.
Du warst erst, am besten erzählst du das, weil du hast den frischen Eindruck, ne? Bist du auch hin nach Bhumi gegangen?
Ja, ja.
Hast du den unglaublichen heiligen Platz des Wassers gesehen?
Klar, habe ich auch Fotos.
Ja, irgendwie hat uns Krishna dort beauftragt, etwas zu beschützen und etwas den Menschen mitzuteilen. Und der Angira hat noch diese schönen Bilder mitgebracht von den ganzen Indianern, die dort waren. Ach, das war so herrlich. Unglaublich. Da gab es plötzlich ein Indianertreffen von den ganzen südamerikanischen Häuptlingen, gerade in unserem Platz. Gerade dort neben dem heiligen Platz der Muiscas.
Ja,
aber Suma Pass ist wirklich ein Erlebnis für sich.
Da gibt es ja ganz uralte Plätze der Verehrung von denen, die nur so 10 Kilometer weiter Richtung Bogotá waren, ne, vor Hunderten von Jahren. Da sind dann noch so die Runen sozusagen da noch stehen. Ne?
Ja, bei uns gerade sind sie in der Farm.
Genau, und jetzt ist die Zone wirklich schon immer irgendwo gewesen.
Ich muss ehrlich sagen, als ich den Platz anfing zu dekorieren oder dort mit dem Kunstprojekt zu arbeiten, da wusste ich nicht viel von Muiscas. Aber ich hatte ein spontanes Gefühl, dass es sich um einen sehr, sehr geheimnisvollen Platz handelte. Und je mehr ich dort arbeite, umso mehr Dinge entdeckte ich. Zum Beispiel unter unserem Tempel, der auf einem da gibt es eine Höhle, das gerade tief unten in der Erde ist. Da waren so viele geheimnisvolle oder besser gesagt bezaubernde Elemente der Mutter Natur anwesend. Das ist ein Projekt, das uns sehr am Herzen liegt. Vor allen Dingen, wenn man bedenkt, dass von dort die Vrinda-Mission geboren wurde. Dann ist das schon was zu bedenken, ne? Dass gerade dort in diesem Plätzchen die ganze Mission, die Vrinda-Mission geboren wurde. Und von den Bildgestalten, die dort Sri Sri Guru Garanga Radha Brajeswara sind sie inspiriert. Und dieses Yoga-Planetarium wird für sie gemacht, weiter nichts. Das ist etwas, und es ist nicht mal ein eine Nutzfläche. Schon irgendwo für Zusammenkünfte vieler Leute, aber es ist weniger als eine Nutzfläche, es ist ein Denkmal. Es ist ein Pagamento, sagen wir in Südamerika, es ist eine Opferung. Wie wenn man das Prasadam auf dem Altar opfert, manchmal der Pujari, der dekoriert das so wunderschön, der legt all die Zutaten zusammen, dass der Teller so aussieht, wow, das ist ja wirklich, ne? So ähnlich ist dieses ganze Projekt. Es ist einfach ein Versuch, durch die Schönheit und die Inspiration der Seele, der Liebe, all den Menschen, denn Gott braucht kein Yoga-Planetarium, weißt du? Der braucht nichts. Der hat schon alles. Aber für uns, dass wir dieses kleine Geschenk machen, diese kleine Opferung, dazu ist es gedacht. Und auch es hat zurzeit sehr großartige Künstler dort, die sich sehr anstrengen. Also wen das interessiert, da mitzumachen, irgendwie auch nur von Weitem oder auch mal hinzufahren, ist auf jeden Fall herzlich eingeladen. Wir haben ja die Beziehung dazu. Man kann sich immer die neuen Bilder angucken, weil die arbeiten da. Also brauchst du nur auf der Website sein Vrinda-Portal. Dann gehst, da ist da so ein Trulli. Da kannst du draufdrücken, dann kannst du gleich immer die letzten Bilder anschauen, was sie sich gerade so zusammengebraut haben. Und es ist nicht das Einzige, da gibt es jetzt also mehrere andere Projekte auch, die sich auch die sich entfalten. Und wer davon gehört hat, dass eins der schönsten es überhaupt gibt, lade ich den mal rein, wenn er irgendwie ein bisschen extra Zeit findet. Das ist bei den Indianern oben, den Arwakus, wo die Ureinwohner leben, in einer Gegend, die einfach von der Zivilisation nie berührt wurde und wo wirklich noch die Prinzipien eingehalten werden. Da würde sich selbst Mahatma Gandhi würde ihm Sekunden in Tränen ausbrechen, wenn er sieht, dass es wirklich gibt, dass wirklich die leben, ja, die haben kein einziges Kleidungsstück, was nicht auf dem gesponnen ist, also was nicht auf dem Webstuhl gemacht worden ist. Ja, erlauben kein Plastik, kein Alkohol, nichts darf da rein, was nicht mit ihrer Urkultur sie weiter verbindet.
Und da kann man hin sich das angucken.
Ja, da kann man hin sich das angucken. Aber nur, wenn man da sozusagen als Volontär macht. Ist kein Touristenplatz. Da geht man hin, um anzubauen, da geht man hin, um Freundschaft, um zu lernen, um zu sehen, was es für wunderschön ist. Und dort in dieser Arwako Platz, man kann sich das angucken auf dem Internet, das ist für Nabusimake heißt das. Und Nabusimake, dort arbeiten wir mit den Arwakus zusammen. Im Schutze der Samen, im Schutze der Gewässer, des gesamten Wassers. Und davon war auch die ganze. Und unser Besuch in Indien diesmal bei der Kumbh Mela war völlig orientiert, die gesamte Weltwasserbewusstsein zu erwecken. Denn wenn man das Wasser nicht beschützt, dann kannst du auch nichts viel mehr bestellen danach. So, das Weltwasser, die Situation und das als Gesamt, um die Urvölker damit einzubeziehen. Und das war eigentlich der Sinn unseres Aufenthaltes in der Kumbh Mela. Und das ist auch passiert und jetzt geht es einfach weiter. Das wird für immer weitergehen, bis der Mensch mehr bewusst wird. Und wenn er nicht bewusst wird, hoffentlich macht ihn dann jemand anders bewusst. Später, wenn es noch nicht kommt. Also wen das interessiert, ne? Kann natürlich hier im Tempel gibt es Leute, die kennen sich aus damit. Ist der Antadweep, der auch speziell hier vertritt, dieses ganze Projekt, der Angira, einige von. Wer hat Warschana schon besucht persönlich von denen, die hier anwesend sind? 1, 2, 3, 4. Agita, poi no levante la mano. Ah. Okay, so this is. Aber am besten die Einladung nach Südamerika ist so: Nehmt euch ein Jahr Zeit, besucht all die Ökodörfer, die es dort gibt, mit aller Freude und aller Liebe, ohne große Erwartungen, einfach nur um das, was dort schon ist, zu verbessern, um die Liebesbeziehungen anzufächern, also die echten Verantwortungsbewusstseins, und gleichzeitig möglicherweise kannst du auch noch was anbieten. Vielleicht kannst du ein paar Lieder machen oder was immer du für eine Kunst weißt. Und wir haben dieses Programm, wo man von einem Projekt zum anderen reist und wo ununterbrochen jeden Abend die Kulturbeiträge von den verschiedenen Besuchern dargebracht werden. Das heißt, ein unendlicher Austausch, ob Musik oder Theater, Pantomime oder Gedichte, was immer jeder so hat. Ich muss natürlich versuchen, irgendwas zu machen, was die Leute auch irgendwie anspricht. Ne? Vor allen Dingen, die Musiker haben es gut, sind immer willkommen. Die Jaskis.
Ich glaube, das wäre was für meine Tochter, die sucht irgendwas, die möchte gerne nach Südamerika gehen.
So, das, was wir dort anzubieten haben, das suchen viele Leute, nur die wissen es nicht. Ja. Und deshalb haben sie es noch nicht. Das haben sie noch nicht. Und natürlich muss man da Vegetarier sein, ne? Sonst.
Übrigens hat sie angefangen, Krishna-Bücher zu lesen.
Toll. Aber wie gesagt, das, was man dort erleben kann, ist eigentlich die Sehnsucht von vielen Menschen. Und da geht es auch nicht darum, dass man dort bleibt. Es sei denn, man ist völlig verrückt und will gar nichts mehr anderes im Leben. Die Idee ist, dass man sich dort ansteckt und dann wiederkommt und das Gleiche bei sich zu Hause macht. Denn die große Kunst des Lebens ist, die Schönheit der göttlichen Anwesenheit überall zu entdecken. Denn nur dann kann man leben. Man kann ja nicht könnten ja nicht alle jetzt Millionen nach Vrindavan laufen. Das wäre ja das größte Chaos, armes Vrindavan, wenn da plötzlich alle aus Berlin ankämen mit dem Plan, sich dort ein Häuschen zu bauen. Also bitte nicht. So deshalb, eigentlich ist der Austausch und was dort angeboten wird, ist was Besonderes für besondere Leute. Jetzt herzlich eingeladen zum Prayojana.
Ja,